Some cars get praised everywhere, glowing reviews, flashy ads, and endless hype that makes them seem like the must-have choice. But here's the reality. Not every popular car actually deserves the attention it gets. In fact, some of the most talked-about models in 2025 are hiding flaws that most buyers won't notice until it's too late. From SUVs that feel luxurious until you realize how cheap the materials really are, to EVs with impressive range numbers but frustrating real-world reliability, these cars prove that popularity doesn't always mean quality. So today, we're exposing 7 popular cars in 2025 that are secretly terrible. These are models that may look great in commercials or dominate dealership lots, but in daily life, they'll leave you disappointed. And trust me, some of the names on this list might surprise you. Number 7. Jeep Grand Cherokee. The Jeep Grand Cherokee is one of the most popular midsize SUVs in America, and on the surface, it seems like a dream package. Rugged heritage, upscale, design, and plenty of trims for every budget. But here's the truth. In 2025, it's a disappointing SUV hiding behind a well-known name. The biggest issue is reliability. Owners consistently report electrical gremlins, infotainment glitches, and transmission problems that show up far earlier than you'd expect from a vehicle in this price range. It doesn't help that repairs and parts can be expensive, which makes owning one a headache after the warranty expires. Then there's the value problem. When fully loaded, the Grand Cherokee's price tag can creep past $60,000. At that point, you're competing with luxury brands like Acura or Lexus, which deliver smoother rides, better tech, and stronger dependability. Jeep's off-road reputation can't fully hide the fact that, for daily driving, this SUV feels overpriced and underbuilt. Number 6. Ford Mustang Mach-E. The Mach-E was hailed as Ford's big leap into the EV world, blending Mustang-inspired styling with electric performance. And yes, it's popular, especially among buyers who want a stylish EV that isn't a Tesla. But beneath the hype, the Mach-E has serious problems. For starters, charging and range aren't as impressive in the real world as Ford makes them sound. Cold weather performance takes a huge hit. And unlike Tesla's well-developed supercharger network, Mach-E owners still struggle to find consistent, fast-charging options on the road. Interior quality is another letdown. While the huge touchscreen looks modern, the cabin materials don't always match the premium price tag. Hard plastics and creaks in certain trims make it feel more like a dressed-up Ford Escape than a true competitor to high-end EVs. And let's not ignore reliability. Early owners have complained about software bugs, battery management issues, and even recalls. Popular? Yes, but secretly terrible when it comes to long-term ownership confidence. Number 5. Nissan Rogue. The Nissan Rogue is one of the top-selling compact SUVs in the US, often marketed as the perfect family vehicle. And from the outside, it looks like a solid choice. Stylish design, good fuel economy, and a reasonable price tag. But here's where the problems begin. The Rogue's biggest weakness lies in performance. Its engine is underpowered compared to rivals like the Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4, making highway merging and passing feel sluggish. For an SUV that markets itself as family-friendly, that lack of confidence behind the wheel can be frustrating. Inside, while the Rogue has made strides in technology, the cabin materials don't hold up well over time. Seats may feel comfortable at first, but longer drives reveal the lack of true support. And the infotainment system, while modern-looking, is prone to lag and connection issues with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Finally, resale value is another hidden downside. Rogues depreciate faster than many competitors, meaning that affordable price isn't such a bargain when it comes time to sell or trade in. Number 4. Tesla Model Y. There's no denying the Tesla Model Y is one of the hottest-selling EVs, in the world, and in 2025 it continues to dominate headlines and sales charts. But here's the secret. Tesla doesn't like to talk about. The Model Y isn't nearly as good as its popularity suggests. Build quality remains a glaring issue. From uneven panel gaps to cheap-feeling interior materials, owners report inconsistencies that you just don't expect in a car costing upwards of $50,000. Tesla has promised improvements for years, but the problems linger. Then there's ride comfort. The Model Y's stiff suspension may work for handling, but it punishes you on rough roads. Road noise is another complaint, far more noticeable than in rivals like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 or Kia EV6, which feel quieter and more refined. And while Tesla's supercharger network is the best in the business, reliability issues with the car itself, such as touchscreen glitches, phantom braking with autopilot, and premature battery degradation, make it a gamble for long-term ownership. Popular? Absolutely. But secretly terrible if you value consistency, comfort, and build quality. Number 3. Chevrolet Silverado EV. The Silverado EV has been one of the most talked-about trucks of 2025. Chevy promised a futuristic design, powerful, electric performance, and the practicality of a workhorse pickup. But behind the hype, it's a letdown. First, the price. Even with tax credits, the Silverado EV pushes well past what many truck buyers can justify. And while GM advertises impressive range numbers, the real-world results often come in much lower, especially when towing, which defeats the purpose of a truck in the first place. Charging infrastructure is another weak point. While Ford has leaned on partnerships and Rivian has built loyalty, Chevy still lags behind when it comes to a seamless charging experience. Combine that with long charge times on some stations, and you've got frustrated owners. Interior quality also misses the mark. For a vehicle hyped as futuristic, the cabin doesn't feel special. It's cluttered with buttons and lacks the refinement seen in competitors like the Rivian R1T. At the end of the day, the Silverado EV might be popular among early adopters, but it's not delivering the dependability or practicality truck buyers need. Number 2. Toyota Highlander. The Toyota Highlander has been one of the most trusted names in family SUVs for years, and because it's a Toyota, buyers assume it's automatically the best in class. But here's the truth. In 2025, the Highlander is coasting on its reputation more than its actual performance. One of the biggest issues is space. Compared to competitors like the Kia Telluride, Hyundai Palisade, or even the Honda Pilot, the Highlander feels cramped. The third row is barely usable for adults, and even kids will find it tight on longer trips. For a 3-row SUV, that's a major letdown. Then, there's the engine. Toyota replaced the V6 with a 4-cylinder turbo, and while it's fuel efficient, it lacks the smoothness and power buyers loved in earlier models. Paired with a transmission that sometimes feels sluggish, it makes highway driving less enjoyable than it should be. Inside, the Highlander still delivers Toyota's trademark reliability and decent tech, but the materials and overall driving experience don't justify the high price tag. If you're looking for value and comfort, rivals offer more. Number 1. Honda Civic. The Honda Civic has long been a favorite for buyers who want reliability, affordability, and efficiency. And yes, it still sells in huge numbers. But the 2025 Civic is not the unbeatable choice it once was, and in many ways, it's secretly terrible. The biggest problem is price creep. A fully loaded Civic now costs over $30,000, putting it dangerously close to larger, more capable sedans and even entry-level SUVs. At that price point, the Civic feels less like a bargain and more like an overpriced compact. Ride quality is another sore point. While the Civic handles well, the suspension is tuned more for sportiness, which means a stiffer, noisier ride compared to rivals like the Toyota Corolla or Mazda 3. That daily comfort buyers expect from a Civic just isn't the same anymore. Reliability has also started slipping. Owners report more issues with electronics, infotainment glitches, and even some transmission complaints, problems that used to be rare in Civics. Combine that with mediocre resale value compared to its reputation, and you have a car that's popular but far from the smart buy it used to be. And there you have it. 7 of the most popular cars in 2025 that might dominate headlines and dealership lots. But underneath the hype, they're simply not worth the price, the hassle, or the disappointment. This just proves that popularity doesn't always equal quality. Just because a car sells well or gets flashy ads doesn't mean it's the right choice for you. The smart buyers are the ones who dig deeper, ask the hard questions, and don't get swept away by hype. So now I want to hear from you. Did any of these cars surprise you? Are there other models you think are overrated in 2025? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one of them. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because I've got more eye-opening car breakdowns coming your way. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's next. Until then, drive safe and drive smart.